Sanjana,
Hello. Hi, Harshini.
uh, can you please call Lisa like to attend the meeting?
Yeah, I texted her like just right now. She is having some health issues, I guess. So I don't know whether she will attend the meeting or not.
So yeah, I hope we can start it now. So hello everyone, like whoever has joined for this, like there are no people like only Sanjana has joined. So let's start this like policy discussion. Whoever is viewing this video right now, I'm so happy to see you all here, and also special thanks to Abhishek sir also for hosting this meeting for us, policy discussion. Uh, so myself, Harshini Katiki, I'm pursuing my master's of political science from Delhi University. um, so today, I want to make a policy discussion on the topics which I have selected on my own. The topics which are recent ones, like last week, before last week ones. So first of all, before discussing why, like what happens, like what are the topics and all, I just want to uh, explain why is this policy discussion very important. So I want to quote. Nelson Mandela that no country can really develop unless its citizens are educated. So the education for all the citizens in the country is very important. So that's the reason the policy discussion among the young minds, like the policies which are implemented, which are going to be implemented, they have to be discussed, they have to be explained to all the young minds so that they can become bright citizens of the country. So this initiative of Sarkari school is for all the young minds and also the enthusiastic people who want to learn what the country is doing for education, for developing education. What are the schemes and policies? From these policy discussions, we want to enrich your knowledge based on all the education schemes and policies implemented by the government. And mostly the topics are taken from the PIB, authenticated sources. We want to encourage you also to share your insights and also to join the team to share your insights directly on the platform itself. So without delaying, I just want to go into the discussion. And the discussion goes, the structure of the discussion is firstly, I will be explaining the topic and what includes, and also how. So I told you why is policy discussion. So what includes in the policy discussion is, there are three things which I am going to discuss. The first one is National Conference of Education Ministers, which was conducted last week, which was concluded on June 2nd, like which was attended by all the education ministers actually in Gujarat. That one. And the next one is, in the same conference, PM Shri Schools was a scheme, like the schools, establishment of those schools. About that, it was spoken by our education minister Pradhan ji. So we will be discussing about that also. And the lastly, we will be talking about Diksha website, which has taken some improvements for blind students, naming it as Daisy. So I am going to discuss about all these three things. I have a PDF with me. If you want to have a look at the PDF also, I'll be sharing it with you. Like whoever wants it can like mail us at our mail ID, so we can share with you this PDF of the topics. So, without delaying, let's get into the discussion. And firstly, I will be explaining you the whole three topics, and then we will be expressing our views. And then, if you have any questions, questions are always welcome. So, as this is the first session, some people might not feel that connected. But slowly, when you will start learning about policy discussion, you will understand that how important it is to discuss about the policies relating to education. So let's start this. The first topic is National Conference of Education Ministers. So in this conference, the it was discussed about the rollout and progress of NEP 2020 implementation, state curriculum framework preparation, sharing of strategies for learning recovery after school reopening. You all know after COVID, there was like a breakthrough. So that's why the government of India education department especially want to concentrate on some learning strategies relating to this, like after school reopening, what are the strategies to be adopted and all. And they are mainly concentrating upon foundational literacy and numeracy and Vidya Pravesh. Vidya Pravesh is a kind of a school preparation model, is a 3 month play based and a school preparation module for grade 1 students, especially after COVID-19. The same thing, it was also like after COVID-19 itself. And the fourth thing which was discussed in this conference is skills in schools. So the skills which are needed to be developed in the schools are also discussed in this conference. And the student registry and NDAR. NDAR is a National Education Technology Forum and National Digital Education Architecture. So about this also in the conference it is discussed. So these are the brief points, like what were discussed in the national conference. The second thing, the second topic of the discussion is PM Shri schools. So these PM Shri schools are going to be a laboratory of the National Education Policy 2020. So are you all are aware about this NEP? I hope so. Like in 2020, say like every state is doing its part to make itself efficient to implement NEP policy. So you all know how it is going to be and all. So I won't talk much about this NEP 2020 more, but I will be discussing some brief things like which I feel as important, like related to this policy discussion. So once again, coming to the PM Shri schools, it was announced by our Honorable Union Education Minister Shri Dharmendra Pradhanji in the national conference itself. These state of the art schools will be the laboratory of NEP 2020. So National Education Policy 2020. As I've already told, like government of India is doing its best to implement NEP 2020, which is the need of the hour. The previous education policies were actually like outdated, and they are promoting like to the extent which I read, like to an extent they are going to get outdated. So this NEP 2020, the implementation helps to upgrade our schools to an extent. Like it might not be possible if it is very sudden, but in the slow progress you can actually accommodate to that, and it is very useful uh, to implement a new model of education in the schools at this point of time. So the likely features of this school, I want to mm, quote about them. So the first thing is it could imbibe the 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. This model, it is replacing the 10 plus 2 schooling system. You all know we have already, like we studied most of us 10 plus 2 schooling system. So now it is going to be 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 approach of NEP itself. It covers 5 means preschool to secondary, like from preschool to secondary, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So the emphasis is mainly on ECCE, early childhood care and education. It is based on that, teacher training and adult education. So this model is completely a comprehensive coverage, and it is trying actually to develop a child from pre-primary stage to the secondary stage, and which is very important actually. So I don't want to like more give a more elaborate discussion on this foundational stage and all. But if you really want to know about this, I can share the PDF with you, which includes the brief of the foundational stage and preparatory stage, what includes in that, and middle stage. In one line, if I say 5 years of foundational stage, it is for ages 3 to 8. It is called as Anganwadi or preschool. You already know. And 3 years of preparatory stage is for ages 8 to 11, for classes 3 to 5. It includes the method of teaching to play and activity based. This is the very thing which it needs to be concentrated. It is activity based. So, like, I think some of us, we ourselves, like, we didn't have that much activity based schooling during 3 to 5 classes. 3 to 5 say he we were motivated to academics only, books only, that kind of. So this NEP is actually concentrating on activity based learning. So, and the third stage is 3 years of middle stage. It includes from ages 11 to 14 for classes 6 to 8. And then 4 years of secondary stage for ages 14 to 18 and classes 9 to 12, means 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So, this is the model. So we have discussed. I hope I'm not very fast. So I hope, like, till now what I have told you, you got the point. The first thing I have, like, discussed, I have explained is National Conference of Education Ministers, and the second one is PM Sri schools, which are going to be the laboratory schools of laboratory of NEP 2020. So these are the first two topics. If Yeah, I we are not having like more questions, I think. So I think I can proceed with the discussion. I will proceed with it. And once again, I want to tell you, the first discussion might make you feel like there's no need of it, but like, you have to read it, you have to go through the policy discussions time and again to know what is happening in the country relating to education. Especially if the education model is, you can get good students, good citizens, and then a developed India. So that's why a policy discussion, especially related to educational reforms, is very important. So I have discussed about the pre-M3 schools based on the NEP 2020. So the second means, like, intentionally, the third topic of the discussion and the last topic of the discussion was published on 4th April 2022. Might be like 2 months, like earlier one, like 2 months old one, but this is a topic which needs to be discussed, so I have selected this topic. It is especially for I want to also include something about the specially challenged people, specially abled people, blind people also. So that's why I have included this. First, I want to introduce about this Diksha platform. This is a platform for providing e-content for school students in states and UTs, and QR coded energized textbooks will be provided under this platform. Excuse me. So for all grades, it complies with the Worldwide Web Consortium Web Content Accessibility Guidelines 2.0 level AA. So there are many things which are there in this, like, on this platform. Like, earlier they were introduced like that, like the links for teaching and learning materials were also tested to access whether a student could locate them, access or download them and all. So these are the things which are there in this Diksha platform. But today, our discussion is not only about this Diksha platform. Actually, it is about what government has done to get rid of the difficulties which are there in this Diksha platform, which was earlier, like way back it was introduced. There are some difficulties, like there is complete inaccessibility of some documents, some e-textbooks sometimes. So to avoid this thing, and also some chapters are like partially inaccessible to blind students. So these are the concerns which we hear. And also, Diksha is a mobile act actually. So blind students mostly they prefer computer based things, and mostly, like, they won't prefer mobile apps. So this is also a small problem which is there in Diksha. So to cover all of them, to get rid of all of these problems, and to give a good app and good education to blind students, also to specially able students also, government has come up with a new uh, new e-content for visually and hearing impaired, developed on digitally accessible information system. Digitally accessible information system means, um, you already know, like no need to explain the term actually. Holistically it is called as daisy. The term was given to it is daisy. So, and in sign language on NIOS website also, and we can find the material on YouTube also. So daisy is the emerging world standard for digital talking books for people who are visually impaired or have a print disability. Means students who are having print disability and also who are specially able, like blind students, they can listen to the books directly. So this is the main thing. And the second important feature of this daisy platform is, uh, the books have an embedded navigation that enables leaders to instantly jump to any part of your work. So this embedded navigation enables the students to jump to any part, just like a normal person, like how we can jump from one part of the PDF to another part. This will also help to jump from one part of the, like help the blind students to like skip the part which they don't need. They can directly navigate to other page. With Daisy, the text is delineated with tags such as part, chapter, page, paragraph, synced with the audio files also. This is the main thing. It is synced with the audio files. So this helps it, like this is the best strategy to enable blind students to access all the content available. And also the readers can navigate through this hierarchy using the tab key and other player control. These are the things like related to this Daisy website, like Daisy platform, which is implemented recently by by the government. So these are the topics. The first one, like a national conference on education ministers by like national conference of education ministers, and the second one is PM street schools, and the third one is Daisy platform. These are the three things for the policy discussion. And I hope the three topics are clearer, and I hope why like you all understood that why is a policy discussion related to education or important to be discussed, which are like important to be debated and to be expressed or important. So, and I hope it is clear. So now it is open to all of you to express your views. If you have any questions, you can just ask.
Thank you so much, Harshni, for the in-depth discussion. It was really enlightening. And there's one more thing that I would like to add to NEP 2020, and which I found very, really, very like important, that they are more emphasizing on mother tongue's use till the class fifth. And the second thing I found interesting was like from class sixth, they are trying to introduce internships and coding and data science as well, which is like the need of the hour right now. So yes, they've brought a lot of new things, and it is very important to keep up the pace with the outside world. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And anyone?
Yeah. So, Harshini, first of all, the topics were really interesting. Like the topics were recent and, of course, relevant to the situation, like the current COVID situation which is going on. Normal students who are like not having any disability, they are facing problems. The elementary students in the elementary schools, because I myself teach tuitions to like many, give tuitions to many students who study in like primary classes, and I have experienced that how what difficulties they are facing. So thinking about the difficulties faced by the students who have special disabilities, who are specially able, It's like this platform Daisy is really I think a very good initiative on the part of the government, but I think it was a bit late. I think if it would have been a bit earlier, that would have been great. Like still also, it's very necessary for the, of course, for the visually impaired and for those who cannot go properly. But yeah, I think if this initiative would have been taken a bit earlier, so that would have been like more effective. So yeah, this is my take on this policy discussion today. And yeah, the topics were really good. So yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sanjana. Thank you, Ipra, for expressing your views. So, as this is the first policy discussion, we are just having two members. So, I hope as the days goes on, as the policy discussions goes on, people get interested in this, and it is very good to, like I'm telling you again, it is very important to discuss about policies related to education, which is very important, because as the days goes on, illiterate population in the country is not good for the country. Literates are very important for a country. An educated country is the country which can conquer the world, just like America did. Like, not like I'm just not going to this international arena. Actually, I just want to tell only this thing, that education, proper education, proper literates in the country is very important in geopolitical situation or domestic situation or in any situation. It is very important to discuss about policy discussions related to education. I hope like you all felt this session interesting, and also I hope that it is not that boring, like I didn't include so many facts. That's the reason. So I hope it is good, and I hope we can like do more and more discussions related to policies, and also looking forward that these PM Shri schools, which are the laboratory for NEP 2020, may go on for, like, maybe like established early. And also, as Sanjana said, this Daisy platform, like actually it is actually implemented late, and I hope it will be implemented properly as soon as possible. So let's hope that government can do whatever it is, like whichever is best for us in as fast as possible manner. So I hope.
Policy, yeah, policy implementation is actually the biggest challenge.
Yeah,
Like after
right,
formulating, we need to implement it properly.
exactly. Yeah, so
And since
yes.
every style is like very different, so the more number of inputs we have, the better refined systems we can have in our country.
Right. And we also need to have state specific approach, because like every state
Yes,
and the students have different requirements, right? So
that
yeah,
Yeah,
it is a nationally like formulated approach. So I think the states also need to collaborate. That's why the conference was also organized. So I think
yeah,
maybe we are moving ahead in that direction.
yeah, good point. Actually, and really, the states have to collaborate. So
yeah.
the cooperative federalism thing is, which is very important, which is lacking actually many times, which is lacking. So because of political or economical or sociological issues, also it is lacking behind. This cooperative federalism spirit in the country is lacking behind. I hope this thing will be like concentrated upon, and these really important platforms and schemes will be implemented properly, keeping in spirit of cooperative federalism.
We can truly integrate the best of all the models and then just put it out in one single scheme. So we have
Right.
to do that. Yeah.
Exactly. And NEP 2020 is trying to do that thing.
Yeah.
So, and there are many critics like opposing it and all. Critics will be there for everything. And also for every system, there are pros and cons. Like
Yeah.
every coin has two sides. So I hope that, like, we hope that this policy, like whatever are pros regarding like in this policy, they will be implemented as fast as possible, and we can get bright students, bright citizens for our country.
Also the volunteers and all, like, or anybody who can help should help.
Yeah,
So maybe
exactly.
be it inside the system or outside the system. So this will make the process really smooth and easy.
Yeah. And also volunteers ka baat aata hai, like jab like this word comes, I remember the initiative by Sarkari School as Special. I just
Yeah.
want appreciate it again. It has taken, this is the uh, best objective which I have seen for an NGO. because government schools, concentrating on government schools and an NGO based on that is very good. And also this policy discussion thing is also very good. And there are other programs, especially for government schools by the same like NGO, like by Sarkari school. This is also very good. So I hope it continues for long
Yeah.
time.
It even provided us the opportunity to contribute something
Yeah,
like towards
exactly.
this initiative. So it
In
feels
our
very good.
in our own little ways, we are able to contribute at least. So it makes a difference. Like even a small thing makes a difference, big difference.
Right.
Yeah, that's so good. So so good to see. And today, like there are not more people. So let's see, for the next policy discussion, we'll have more people for more like who want to enlighten them with these policy discussions. So thank you so much. Thank you both of you, especially for sharing your opinion also. So let's do more and more discussions together. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Harshni. Thank you so much.
And also special thanks to Abhishek sir also again, who is streaming now actually. So special thanks to everyone here. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you. Thank you,
Harshini.
everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.